Hello folks, a mere 4 million years after the last Toy Food review, I've decided to give it another shot. Now, in the table in front of me you may recognise several popular Transformers characters, and a few other less popular Transformers characters as well, but nonetheless they deserve representation. You won't find these guys in any Hasbro or Takara catalogues. These gentlemen, I think they are all gentlemen at this stage, but there are ladies in the pipe as well, are all representatives of third-party products. These are products not licensed by Hasbro or Takara, but that have met with high praise and a lot of popularity among the Transformers collectors community. So I'm going to spend the next few videos talking about the ones that I've picked up so far and what I think of them. This is Grindrod. Grindrod was the second attempt at a transforming figure from a Japanese company called Toyworld. Their first attempt was probably the more famous. It's Hegemon, who I'm going to be looking at later, that is an attempt to do an accurate looking original Megatron figure that turns into a gun. It's a very impressive bit of design. But this was the first figure that I bought, so I wanted to talk about this one first. As you can see, Grindrod here is a Jeep, very clearly a Jeep. There is no question that it is a Jeep Wrangler, or possibly a new model, I'm not sure. The Wrangler is really the only name I'm familiar with. So he's a Jeep, as mentioned. I'd say Jeep probably has more of a copyright claim to this than Hasbro. It's a very clear copy of their vehicle. I don't think any license fees have been paid, but if Hasbro doesn't mind, I guess Jeep doesn't mind either. He is a solid roller. All four wheels reach the ground at the same level. He doesn't need to worry about anything being off centre. It's quite a complicated figure, as you can see underneath there. There's a lot of bits and bobs. Every wheel is a separate piece from every other one, so the fact that he rolls on a level surface, it's actually quite impressive, and it's more than some Hasbro and Takara molds have managed in the day. But you can see, because he's based on the Throttlebot roll bar, they've painted the shock absorbers there, which I thought was a really nice touch. That's vehicle mode. There are points on the sides here, either side of the back windows, where you can mount his gun. The gun is very cleverly hidden in the spare wheel. The spare wheel you'll recognise from the original roll bar toy. Alright. The gun folds out like so. It's got two barrels. I think it looks quite like a Dan Reed style weapon.
Yes, yeah. It's very much like the Marvel comic, isn't it? Yeah,
Dan Reed loved his big two-barreled wide cannons. I remember Cup had one in each hand during the big fight at the start of Legacy of Unicron.
That's right, yes.
And this reminds me a lot of that, and I do like that. So let's have a crack at getting this guy into robot mode on camera without making a mess of things. Fingers crossed. Right, we start off. Oh, sorry. Something I forgot to mention is that these Throttlebots, in order to encourage you to buy the full set and not just cherry pick the ones you want, combine, supposedly. And Grindrod here forms one leg. I think Wide Load is probably going to be the sort of pelvis character. He's going to be a pickup truck when he finally comes out. I suspect they're going to do Wide Load and Goldbug last, to let you get all the lesser known
all the limbs, you know, and then the more famous one for the head.
Yeah. So other than being told that he's actually a leg when he sits like this, I would never have guessed that this is part of a combiner. The next figure to come out is Trace, based on Chase, funnily enough. He's the red car, for anyone wondering who that was. I know I didn't really keep track of the names back in the day. Trace becomes the arm of the combined form, and looking at the prototype images, you honestly couldn't tell it was an arm if you hadn't... you couldn't tell there were arm pieces in there if you hadn't been told it was part of a combiner team. It looks like all the army bits fold up inside the torso when he's in robot mode, which is very impressive. I must say, more than any other company, Toyworld impressed me with their engineering. That's not to belittle the efforts of the other third-party companies. There's some very impressive bits of work out there. But Toyworld in particular they think through every tiny little thing. I mean, I really love the way, oops, okay, hold on. I really love the way this comes together at the back. Let me show you. That folds down, and then you saw that we turn the rear wheels 180 degrees. They actually fold over on top of it, and it's carefully moulded so that that just fits over. I think that's fantastic, and it even gives the look of the hood that the original Throttlebots had. And you fold up the head. It's only a shame that you can't really see the blue light piping with that piece in place. It kind of blocks it. But that's a minor criticism to me. So we're almost there. We just need to unclip these. See, there's little tabs there. I should point out that this is a very, very sturdy toy. This is about the sort of build quality you would have expected from Hasbro circa 2005 maybe, sort of Cybertron period.
Now I remember I was very struck when when you showed me this the first time, because I picked it up expecting it to be quite delicate, and swiftly discovered it was anything but.
Yeah, he's a tough guy. I think the green plastic helps as well. I know green works very well as a mixer for plastic. It makes it very solid. The second figure in this range was actually the fourth figure that Toyworld made. Aurora, or Searchlight, is white, and he feels a lot lighter and a bit more delicate. But this is Grind Rod, or Roll Bar if you prefer. That's him in robot mode. You can see that the level of detail on this guy is pretty fantastic. The face is carefully painted and very carefully sculpted. If you look at the animation model used for the Throttlebots in the comic, you see that the face is very carefully reproduced. This is a labour of love. You can tell he has paint applications in 5 different colours. I counted up. I remember being told by a Hasbro rep at a previous BotCon that every time you select a different colour for a paint application, it adds significantly to the cost of each figure. And this guy has them in 5 different colours. He's got the silver and the orange on the headlights and side lights. He's got the grey on the bumper. He's got the yellow on his face. And he's got another colour somewhere else that I can't presently bring to mind. Oh, it goes black on the windows. The only critique I have about this figure is that the original roll bar had a very nice desert landscape on his windscreen to reflect, to give the impression that he was driving across an arid land and going off exploring, as I believe he loved to do, according to the bio on the back of the card. But this guy just looks like he's sitting in a showroom with his plain black windscreen, which is a bit of a shame, but hopefully Repro Labels will come up with something for us. So there we are, Grind Rod.